If you trust your Ford dashboard's oil life monitor to tell you when to service that engine, you are walking into a $3,000 mistake. That little percentage gauge is not a precision instrument measuring oil degradation. It is an algorithm designed by marketing departments to keep maintenance intervals long enough to get you out of warranty and into a new car payment before the engine internals start eating themselves. I see the wreckage in my shop every week. A pristine F-150 with 85,000 miles rolls in. The owner swearing the maintenance was perfect, only for me to pull the valve covers and find a black, caked-on sludge that has choked the life out of the variable timing system. The dealership will tell you it is bad luck. I am telling you it is the inevitable cost of listening to a computer program instead of your engine. And if you think that is bad, wait until you hear about the phantom misfire that is not actually a misfire at all, but a direct signal that your engine is starving for oil pressure. It is the single most common reason I see trucks traded in for pennies on the dollar. If you want your engine to cross the 200,000-mile mark without a catastrophic failure, you need to stop watching the screen and start listening to the machine. Hit subscribe if you actually care about your car's longevity, because we are diving deep into the mechanical symptoms that the dealership service manual conveniently ignores. I have spent 15 years under the hoods of these Fords, from the early Triton engines to the modern turbocharged monsters, and I know exactly what they sound like when they are screaming for fresh oil. Let us start with the first symptom that every Ford owner ignores until it costs them a mortgage payment. 1. The cold start VCT chatter. You turn the key on a cold morning. You hear a sharp, metallic clatter for 2 or 3 seconds. It sounds like a box of marbles being shaken inside the cylinder head. Then it vanishes. You think it is just the weather. You think it is normal because your neighbor's truck does it too. It is not normal. It is the sound of your variable cam timing solenoids fighting to build pressure with oil that has turned into a thin, watery mess. Ford engines, particularly the EcoBoost and the 5.0 Coyote, rely on hydraulic pressure to advance and retard cam timing. When your oil degrades, its viscosity index drops. It gets thin. When the truck sits overnight, that thin, degraded oil drains out of the VCT phasers and the tensioners. When you start the engine, the pump has to prime the whole system before it can hold the cams in place. Those 2 seconds of clatter, that is your timing chain slapping against the plastic guides. Do you know what happens when those guides shatter? They drop plastic debris into the oil pickup tube. This creates an oil starvation loop that kills the engine instantly. The fix is a $2,200 timing chain and phaser replacement. A synthetic oil change is $70. If you hear that rattle for even 1 second on startup, your oil is dead. Do not wait for the monitor to hit 0. Change it, use a high-quality filter with a robust anti-drainback valve, and that noise will disappear. If it doesn't, you are already looking at a failing tensioner, and that is a job for a mechanic, not a quick lube joint. 2. The PCV blow-by stink. If you catch a faint, acrid smell of burning oil inside your cabin when you punch the throttle, do not reach for an air freshener. You are smelling blow-by gases escaping from a crankcase that is overpressurized. When your oil is fresh, it acts as a sealant. It keeps the pressure inside the combustion chamber where it belongs. As the oil breaks down, it loses its ability to lubricate the rings. You start getting combustion gases leaking past the pistons and into the crankcase. The positive crankcase ventilation system, or the PCV, is designed to vent these gases back into the intake. But when the oil is old, it creates heavy, oily vapors that overwhelm the PCV valve and saturate the catch cans or the intake tract. This causes 2 massive problems. First, it creates carbon buildup on the intake valves, which leads to a rough, surging idle. Second, it causes the turbochargers on your EcoBoost to ingest oil, which eventually ruins the seals. I have replaced turbos that cost $1,800 aside simply because the owners stretched their oil changes to 10,000 miles to save a few bucks. If you smell that burning haze after a hard acceleration, check your oil immediately. If it looks like black ink, you are pushing your internals to the limit. This leads me directly to a symptom most drivers misdiagnose as a transmission issue. 3. The torque converter lockup hesitation. You are cruising at 45 miles per hour. You go to give it a little gas, and the truck feels like it is hung over. It hesitates, feels sluggish, and then abruptly jerks into gear. You take it to the shop, and the dealer tells you your transmission fluid is low or your torque converter is failing. You are looking at a $4,000 transmission rebuild. Stop. Before you sign that estimate, look at your engine oil. I know it sounds crazy. Why would engine oil affect shifting? Because modern Fords use complex electronic control units that cross-reference engine load, throttle position, and oil pressure to determine transmission shift points. When your oil is degraded, it creates excessive internal friction. The engine struggles to reach the torque band required for a smooth shift. The computer senses a lack of power and delays the torque converter lockup to protect the engine from lugging. It is a software-driven safety mechanism. The transmission is not broken. It is receiving bad data from an engine that is dragging under the weight of old, sludgy oil. I have had customers come in with quotes for new transmissions who walked out with nothing more than a $70 oil change and a cleaner engine. They get back on the road, and the shift hesitation vanishes because the engine is finally free to rev cleanly again. If your truck feels lazy or sluggish in the mid-range RPMs, check the oil. If it is dark, murky, and smells like burnt toast, it is fighting to overcome its own internal resistance. Give it the fresh lubrication it needs, and you will see the transmission behavior return to normal. But there is a specific physical sign under the hood that tells you exactly how close your engine is to a permanent seizure, and it is something you can spot in under 30 seconds. It has nothing to do with sensors or gauges. It is about physical accumulation on the dipstick. Pull that dipstick out right now. Forget what the manual says about the intervals. Wipe it on a clean white rag. If you see golden oil, you are safe. If you see a dark, opaque, black sludge that stains the metal or leaves a textured film, you are looking at the death of your engine. This leads us to the fourth symptom, which is the most overlooked indicator of impending internal failure. 4. The dipstick lacquer and variable valve timing stutter. Most owners look at the oil level. They never look at the oil texture. I am talking about the varnish buildup. When oil is neglected, it undergoes a process called oxidation. The high heat of the engine causes the additives in the oil to break down and essentially cook onto the metal surfaces inside your block. This is not just dirty oil. This is liquid sandpaper. When you pull that dipstick, look at the bottom inch. Is the metal clean, or does it look like it has been dipped in black paint? That film is lacquer. It is forming inside your oil passages, inside your oil pickup tube, and most importantly, inside your variable valve timing sensors. These sensors are tiny. They have microscreens that are designed to filter out microscopic particles. When you have varnish buildup, those screens get clogged. The computer tries to adjust your timing for maximum fuel efficiency, but the sensor is struggling because it cannot get a clean flow of oil to actuate the solenoid. The result is a hesitation under load, a rough idle when the engine is warm, and a check engine light that usually triggers a P0011 or P0012 code. The dealer will tell you that you need to replace the camshaft position sensors, which is a $600 repair. They will rarely tell you that the sensors are perfectly fine. They are just choked by the sludge you let build up because you trusted the dashboard oil monitor. If you see that black residue on the dipstick, you do not need new parts. You need an engine flush with a high detergent oil and a filter change immediately. If you ignore it, that varnish continues to grow until it blocks the oil flow entirely. That leads to a seized engine, and that is an $8,000 mistake you cannot walk away from. Before we move to the final and most critical point, I need to know something. Be honest with me. When you pull your dipstick after a long drive, Do you see any small bubbles or froth in that oil, or does it look completely smooth? If it is frothy, you have a different problem entirely, and you need to drop a comment below so we can diagnose it before you drive another mile. That frothing is a sign of water contamination or severe aeration, and it will destroy your bearings in days, not months. 5. The turbo heat soak and oil coking. If you are driving an EcoBoost, this is your reality. These engines are incredibly efficient, but they operate at temperatures that would melt the components of a naturally aspirated engine from 10 years ago. Your turbochargers are spinning at over 100,000 revolutions per minute. They are cooled and lubricated by the very same oil that is sitting in your pan. When you finish a drive and pull into your driveway, you turn the engine off. The oil pump stops. The oil that was inside the turbo housing stays there. That metal is glowing hot. It sits there, soaking in the stagnant oil, cooking it into solid carbon. This is called coking. Over thousands of miles, these carbon deposits build up in the oil lines and the turbo bearings. Eventually, the oil cannot get to the turbo shaft. The bearing seizes, the turbo shaft snaps, and you are left with a massive bill. The repair cost for a twin-turbo replacement on a 3.5 EcoBoost, including the labor to pull the engine because the turbos are buried in the frame rails, is upwards of $3,500. You can stop this today. You do not need to let the engine idle for 20 minutes, but you do need to stop using the extended drain intervals the manufacturer suggests. The oil is literally being cooked to death inside your engine. If you want to protect that investment, you move to a 5,000-mile interval period. Use a full synthetic oil with high thermal stability and a high-quality filter. That $70 service every few months is the only thing standing between you and a catastrophic turbo failure that will total the value of your truck if it happens out of warranty. These 5 signs are not just suggestions. They are the language your engine uses to tell you it is dying. The dashboard monitor is a convenience for the consumer, not a diagnostic tool for the mechanic. If you listen to the computer, you pay the dealership. If you listen to the engine, you keep your money in your pocket. You have spent enough time guessing what is wrong with your Ford. If you want to know what the dealer does not want you to know about your transmission fluid, you need to click the video on your screen right now. It is the follow-up to this conversation, and it will save you more money than your last 3 service visits combined. Stop trusting the manual and start maintaining the machine.